Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year! This is our World's End review show of the IWC Radio podcast. Rigging in 2024, hopefully with some good vibes, and Beans is here. So it's a
Hello.
it's a miracle again. 2 weeks in a
Happy
row,
New Year.
sort of.
Your eyes do not deceive me.
Yeah,
Deceive you. Oh, God damn it.
Beans and is here as well as Chuck's and Will. How you guys doing? There we go. Yes.
Good, yeah.
Yes.
I probably should put the beans on the whiskey. So.
I know, yeah. I was just going to say that first slip up weren't about a good start, was it?
Literally
I'll
anything
make
could
up
happen.
for it. I'll make up for it with this.
Whoa, that's explosive.
That was a big one. What
That was
was that?
explosive.
Sadly, it was non-alcoholic Pepsi Max.
I'm on a Pepsi
As
Max.
opposed to
though.
alcoholic Pepsi Max.
That's a
What's
special
your
drink.
what's your whiskey brand? What are you drinking there?
This one was Famous Grouse.
Famous Grouse. Looking for a sponsorship deal.
I'd be quite happily sponsored by Famous Grouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few that I like actually. Bell's is okay. Jack Daniels is okay.
No.
Um,
Switched. You were listing scotches and you've
Oh yeah, we've
Gone
gone
all
bourbon,
bourbon.
whiskey, yeah. A good one as well, American based, is Knob Creek.
Knob Creek. It's a
Excuse
strong
me?
one if I remember right.
The one that my mates took the piss out of me for all the time when I
Yeah. I mean it's called Knob
kept
Creek.
getting asked if are you going to go and
You on
order
the
a knob?
tonight.
And then the bartender got into it as well, saying, "You having a little bit of knob?"
Having a little bit of knob. Straight up.
Nice.
Yeah, no ice.
Straight up knobbing.
Straight up knobbing.
That's the thing that happened.
That is the thing
Wild
that
turkey. That's all right. The wild turkey.
happened. I'm a teetotaler, so I don't drink.
I am as well. All you alcoholics need to.
No, I don't drink either. Just
Just know about it.
trying to make Beans feel more comfortable.
You just
So
know
basically,
alcohol is
we've
brand.
discovered that everyone else is doing really well, and it's up in the hard stuff.
You're not doing well. Obviously, you're not because we're nearly 2 hours into it. But yeah, I'm guessing you're not doing dry January then.
That doesn't start till tomorrow
That's a thing.
morning.
Lasted longer than No Nut November. Anyway,
What
going on?
will we start off with here? World's End?
well,
What was that?
starting with the end.
Starting with the
Start
end,
with
yeah.
the end of the world. Yeah, okay, why not?
Alrighty. You got it. Sounds good. Here we go.
Here we go. So we didn't do a show yesterday before this one because I don't know. It's probably Beans' fault. Blame Beans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was passed out. Empty bottles everywhere, scattered.
Yeah.
All that whiskey.
All that whiskey.
It'd be funny if it wasn't so true.
Sorry. Zero.
But here
out.
we are. We did our predictions anyway. They're all up on Twitter for confirmation that we're not lying. Did you guys see the show by any chance? Did you see World's
I
End?
did. I watched
did?
it
I
live.
didn't
Yeah.
even know what the show was called.
Ah. Split
Yeah,
down
I
the
seen
middle
it.
then, 'cause I didn't either. This is going to be news to me.
I say I seen it. I had it on and I was half playing Forza on the Xbox. So. I'm aware of what happened.
It seems like there are a couple of moments that might have been shocking. You might have had to put the controller down for a second.
The only time I remember, we'll get to it. The only time I really remember putting it down properly was during the Edge Christian match.
Oh,
Sorry, not Edge. Adam Copeland.
it's fine. He's still Edge. He's still Edge to me, damn it. So we have a 0 hour. Let's start with 0 hour. Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale. I thought they were friends. Why are they fighting?
I don't know. Tony Schiavone
no.
instigated something on like Rampage, and they were like, "Hey, these two should have a match or something," according to Stokely Hathaway. So,
Shouldn't one of them be fighting Sky Blue instead?
see, that would require like common sense in the booking department.
Oh God, are we on that now?
I do remember someone on commentary during this match asking Stokely Hathaway why this was happening, and he couldn't really give them an answer.
Yeah, he said
Stokely
Schiavone
Hathaway.
was instigating it.
Why Stokely? What was he doing there?
He's been scouting, I think, Statlander.
Yeah, he was kind of in that corner, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was also on Dynamite as well, doing the same shtick.
Okay. Well, Willow wins anyway. The downward spiral for Statlander continues. She is 0 for 2 in the last couple of pay-per-views now. Anyways, so that's a point for Will, who had a hell of a night.
I'll say.
Something going on.
What on earth are you insinuating?
Well, I'm just saying you did very well on the trivia last time out, and now, not to spoil anything, but you had a pretty strong showing in the predictions as well. So I don't know what's going on exactly. We'll put it together. I'll have a proper accusation for you next week. I think has been going on.
The best bit of this match was actually nothing to do with the match. I thought the best bit was just after it ended. When
I can say you had a great game of Forza.
when I came first in the race.
You came first in the Grand Prix.
No, it was Madge McGuinness, who I thought was brilliant all night, to be honest. As Stokely Hathaway was getting up, he shouted, "Say hi to your sister Anne." Which I just thought was a great line.
He has a good line every so often. It's true. Next up, 20-man Battle Royal. This must have been a highlight of the night. I like a good Battle Royal.
Yeah, it was good.
Uh-huh.
It was all of the undercard guys. Chris Daniels is in there. Imagine that.
How
Dalton
old
Castle.
is Daniels now?
He's just around.
Yeah, he was
Never
banned
got
on
revenge
Collision
on
for a
the,
little
the
while.
Young Bucks.
He's got to be in his 50s now.
Oh, he's top end of the
I would
50s
say
now.
so,
Oh, 53.
Jeez.
Angelo Parker was there. I wonder what's happening with him. Darius Martin, Trent Barrett. Yeah, that kind of level of guy. Killswitch wins that one, which was, oh, would you look at that? Will went for Killswitch. Well, I had Jungle Jack Perry. Smooth Beans went for Wardlow. Strong guesses, I think. No, Killswitch. That's Luchasaurus to you, Beans.
Oh, right.
It's still in his @handle.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. If he changes his @handle, doesn't that take away his verification or something? It used to.
Probably.
Yeah. That's the same reason when Adam, not Edge, turned up.
Yeah.
And he said Adam Copeland, but his Twitter still said Edge rated R. It's just kind of funny.
It's rated R
Yeah.
Adam now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Edge dead then? Literally.
Yeah. Rated Radham.
Actually, still got it in brackets there.
Oh wait, oh no, this is a role player, so maybe.
Oh, this would be a role player.
Oh, because I saw the AEW
Ah,
account. AEW account tagged it last night. Is it still Edge?
They tagged Rated R Adam.
No.
Rated R Edge is suspended.
It
So
wasn't
was
his
Adam
name.
Rated R?
His old one was Edge rated R, I remember that.
Edge rated R. Okay.
Edge Rated R Cope.
Oh, that's some.
Well,
That's
It's
some.
not that one.
Someone else
goofball.
forgot that one.
Hold on.
We will find Edge's. It's Rated R Cope.
Oh my God.
Rated R Cope.
Rated
Not
R.
Adam Copes. That's another fake one.
Rated
Fake
R.
Edge, everyone.
This is.
There's not many fake Edges.
There we go.
There he is.
Maybe that's the one I saw. I don't know. That's a bad handle. I gotta say.
It's still better than Christian for peeps.
It's still like it's still kind of unique, you know.
Yeah, but he hasn't shouted out his peeps for well over a decade now.
Well, fair enough.
That's not how he rolls anymore.
Unrelated, is CM Punk's Twitter still hyping Dynamite from 2 years ago?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, on Rampage it was, sorry.
Yeah, I'll be on Rampage, yeah.
Oh well.
Holding the AEW title.
Maybe he forgot his Twitter password.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving, oh dear.
That aged well.
Wow, yeah, this is soon to be 2 years old.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Anyway, so Rated R Cope has nothing to do with that anyway. Killswitch wins a future TNT Championship match. Oh, interesting. The champion being Christian Cage at the moment. How could that play out? FTW Championship. We all predicted Hook because it's Hook, and Hook wins. He beats Wheeler Yuta. Imagine that. I assume that was a competent professional wrestling grappling match between two competent professional grapplers.
It was decent enough. It was Wheeler Yuta tried to do a promo beforehand and
It
fell on his
fucking was
arse.
terrible. I don't know why they keep giving him a microphone.
Yeah. He just stopped talking.
Alright, and that was the end of 0 Hour. Three of us made it out with 1 point. Will went for a clean sweep.
0 Hour? I think that's the first time I've ever predicted the winner of a Battle Royal.
I don't have that stat on me right now. That'll take some digging through the archives. The main show opened with an 8-man tag match. Oh, imagine.
For some reason.
Got to open hot. This was the strange combination of Claudio and Bryan Danielson with Mark Briscoe and Daniel Garcia. Couldn't they put Wheeler Yuta in there to be with the other Blackpool guys and then have Daniel Garcia challenging Hook for the title? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Again, you're applying logic here.
I'm trying to make things make sense. Bryan Danielson did like Daniel Garcia for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because he's got the same surname as his wife. But this is, I don't know, things are weird. They're just seeing who's free and they're throwing them all together. But they beat Brody King, Jay White, Jay Lethal, and Arush, which is also a weird team. But I guess that's what happens when these guys were all tied up in a big tournament for the last couple of months.
They were saying that a lot during the commentary. They're saying that these are the two leagues basically fighting each other. Near enough.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's why Daniel Garcia's in there and not Wheeler. Yeah. So that was points all round. We all went for the BCC, and they had the bigger names, so they won. Cool. Presumably there was some action in here. 8 guys flying around. There's got to be some spots and get people hyped, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match for what it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't Matt Menard ringside for this, right?
It
Or-
was.
Usually is for
Yeah,
Garcia,
for Daniel Garcia, and then Brody King goes over and just like, "What are you gonna do? You're nothing but a bitch," and he just like puts Menard in his place. It's hilarious.
Didn't someone hit him right at the end?
Yeah, it was Brody King at the end.
Was that it was?
Camera missed it.
Yeah. That's right, yeah.
Yeah. Then we had Miro beating Andrade. I guess because Lana's there. Something. Oh no, Miro said he's not going to kill Andrade because Lana's managing him. He's going to kill him because he's an asshole. And he did.
Well, there was a rumour, well, I think it's more than a rumour now, because I think Tony Khan confirmed afterwards that this was essentially a loser leaves AEW match.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Andrade's going back to the WWE, presumably.
Yeah, apparently there's a rumour he's going to turn up tomorrow, bro.
Well, that would be hilarious. Cody
So
makes
was he
like
working without a contract or something, without a deal? Or?
No, I think it finished. According to the rumours, there's a couple of contracts that expired on the 31st of December.
Yeah, you're right.
That's today.
It is. Well, it is for you. We're in the future.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So,
We're an entire year ahead of you.
So yeah, Tony Khan pretty much confirmed Andrade's gone, but apparently there could be others as well that we don't know about.
There you go.
But he's
Amazing.
gone back
Well,
to be with his wife.
Yeah, he was rumoured to be leaving years ago, wasn't he? Apparently wasn't happy at all and sat out for a long time.
He hasn't done much at all, has he? Since
Really hasn't. No.
Who's that, sorry?
Andrade.
Andrade.
I find it... I mean, I don't know, obviously, because I don't watch a lot of it, but just... There's a lot of guys that did that initial jump to AEW that just don't seem to have been utilised, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, if only there was like some sort of internet program that they had, or like a 1-hour block of television on Friday nights to kind of hype them up, or even Saturday nights. You know, like a 2-hour show that kind of featured some of these people instead of like, hey, let's have FTR go against enhancement talent. Hey, let's have this person go against enhancement talent.
Not a fan of Rampage, apparently.
Does anybody watch Rampage?
I do not watch Rampage, I'm sorry.
Not since Collision.
Well, exactly,
Even
yeah.
Collision's still kind of like, yeah, I'll pass this week, you know?
I don't watch live. We get it a few days late, both shows. So I'm always on a delay, but I always try and catch up on the big two.
Oops, sorry.
And there's still stuff that doesn't make sense. Still, you know.
I tend to watch Collision mainly for the fact that it's on a Saturday and I don't tend to have a lot to do on a Sunday. So I'll stay up and watch it. But I only watch that, to be fair. Dynamite's on a Wednesday, there's no chance of me watching that live. I try and watch it recorded on a Friday if I can, but sometimes I just forget it's even there. But remind me, there's some, well, not really that interesting, but there's some UK TV news, just remind me, so tell them about that.
Is there?
Potentially.
About getting shows live, or
No, it's more of a WWE thing, but it could affect AEW.
they're not
We'll
going
get
to
to that
ATV?
No, they're not.
Channel 4 getting them back?
I'll just tell you now.
Yeah, do it. No.
Apparently the WWE contract with TNT is under negotiation. And the first sort of casualty, if you like, is NXT. NXT is no longer on TNT from this week. It's only on the network exclusively.
It's weird. Thought it was a package deal, they'd just get everything.
Well, exactly, yeah. So apparently the whole deal's being worked on. And I mean, it's only internet rumour, so it might not mean anything, but there's some talk that basically TNT don't want WWE anymore on TNT Sports.
Yeah.
So there's talk it could go back to Sky, which would make sense considering with the whole Peacock thing over in the US. Peacock's owned by Comcast, which owns Sky. So.
Is that Peacock thing's finished with Sky now, isn't it?
Peacock here is closed, yeah. It wasn't a success here at all.
Didn't even know we had Peacock.
They launched it, but there was very because we have separate rights deals over here. They couldn't put off the stuff that was on the US, so it was a very watered down service.
Nobody wanted to be on the cock.
Exactly. But even though we haven't got Peacock, obviously we've got Sky, and it's all owned by Comcast now, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
It would make a lot of sense for WWE to go back to TNT, back to Sky, and maybe TNT, with it being the home of AEW in the US, maybe they go for AEW over here.
Ooh, maybe.
That's the rumor anyway. But confirm NXT is definitely on the network from this week.
So is the AEW deal coming up soon in the UK?
Yeah, that's apparently it is. Yeah.
Is there
So
a
that
chance
could be-
WWE's going back to Sky?
Yeah.
Where are you?
Said that.
Sorry.
It's too much of that knob. Or whatever
I
it
heard
was.
it at the beginning. Sorry, my thoughts trailed. Sorry, I do apologize.
Yes, there has been. The rumor is.
Oh wow, I'm even getting the sound effects for God's sake. And this
Yeah,
a
that's-
slight bit of audio.
The rumor is that it could go back to Sky, but it's only the rumors only become a rumor, if you like, because of the whole Sky Comcast thing, because it's all one company.
Right.
So it would make sense, but whether or not it happens, I don't know.
So if AEW is being negotiated as well, that's a good sign for maybe getting some live airing.
Maybe. And it
Maybe.
would make more sense with it all being Warner Brothers Discovery now. Maybe they go to TNT.
Okay, I like it.
Maybe
Also,
everyone
I'd
goes
love
back.
it if WWE went back onto Sky.
Also, is your TNT different than our TNT?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It seems
we
like
only
it.
have TNT Sports, and it's
Yeah.
all sport related, obviously.
I mean, it's the same TNT though, right? It's just
It's the same company now.
yeah.
It used to be a channel called BT Sport, and basically Warner Brothers Discovery bought it essentially and
Yeah,
renamed it
rebranded
to
TNT.
TNT. The rumor was they only wanted to buy it because they've got Premier League rights.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
Okay.
that's where all the rumors come from, because they say it's all one company now. So maybe everyone goes back to where they should be. Because right now it's a bit topsy-turvy with different companies. You've got WWE on a AEW affiliated network,
Yeah.
that makes sense. And the other way around. Well, no, ITV on.
I don't know.
But yeah, so it's all up for negotiation right now. But I assume there'll be news too. But the only confirmed news is NXT is off TNT from this week, only available on the network.
All
There you
right.
There's the TV update of the week.
Anyway, in this match, Andrade got bamboozled by the hot and flexible CJ Perry.
Mhm.
Basically
Oh.
throwing away the whole fucking angsty buildup of like, Mira wants to attack anybody that CJ lines herself up with, yada yada yada. So.
She turned on Andrade, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I get ya.
Well, there you go.
So they're back together. That's just it.
I guess
Sort-
it kind of.
They didn't do anything on screen, but they were sort of insinuating it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully she gets the Russian accent back. That was my favourite part.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was points for
Maybe-
everyone.
Maybe they do maybe it's a Goldberg Lesnar situation from WrestleMania. Maybe they're both going.
You think Miro's leaving as well?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Really? Is he not happy?
I don't know. I've not heard anything. I'm
His
just,
wife's there now.
well, yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking aloud. That'd be a cool situation.
Yeah, I guess. He hasn't done a whole lot. He's another one that's.
I was just gonna say he's not done a lot, has he?
Maybe this is the start of something. Who knows? Toni Storm retains the Women's Championship over Riho, which I think Smoot will approve of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fucking body slam that Riho did to Toni Storm was awful.
I didn't see. I'll have to
See that, huh?
It was near the end of the match. It was when she was getting her offense in.
Oh, I didn't remember. Actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was bad.
Thank you.
Probably
I
shouldn't
thought-
be doing body slams.
You think, yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And after that, she was just spamming the crossbody.
Yeah, well, that's more like it. She should do a lot of crossbodies and like drop kicks and stuff. Body slams, not so much. But that's points for everyone as well. We all had Tony winning that one. And assuming there's nothing else to talk about, feel free to jump in if there is.
Mariah
nope.
May came out with the
Nope.
rose petals. Taz said that he likes rose petals. And Mariah May will be in action this Wednesday on Dynamite, I believe.
True, she didn't want to debut in 2023
Right, for whatever reason.
because it was a smelly year or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but she wanted to debut in the nice new year. Anything can happen. I can't believe it. We had on my big catch-up of AEW TV shows. I finally got a promo from Keith Lee. It wasn't even Keith Lee's dad. It was Keith Lee himself. And he drew attention to the fact that a year ago he was put out of action for 2 months with a cinder block
Oh,
by
man.
Swerve Strickland, and he's finally going to get his revenge. After being injured, returning, teaming up with him again for some reason, and then kind of halfway feuding with him in a tag thing, and then just dropping it and doing nothing and wearing wacky clothes and saying big words. He's finally going to get his match with Swerve Strickland. This was it. This was the night I've been waiting for. It's been my thumbs down almost every week. Imagine my surprise when I look at the results today and find out that Swerve Strickland defeated Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
I still have to wait
You still have to wait.
even longer for this.
It's because you weren't watching live. They knew, hey, this person that is continuously brought up the lack of a resolution to this angle from a year ago isn't here to watch the show live. Send out Dustin Rhodes.
You know what? If they did that, if they wanted me to watch it live, that's fine. That's on me. My bad. I'm our truth. That's on me. It's my bad. But what the hell? Keith Lee's hurt or sick? Elevated liver enzymes? What's going on?
Doctors didn't clear him for whatever reason.
He tweeted something at the end of the day, didn't he? He said that something about he wasn't feeling good or something.
He wasn't
He'd had
feeling
some-
good.
He'd had something. I don't know exactly how he tweeted it, but he said something along the lines of, "I've got an injury that I can't need to shake off or something. I'm trying to do my best tonight," and then a few hours later, it was tweeted that he wasn't cleared.
Anyway, this match went on way too long for what it was.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Because Swerve,
10 minutes apparently it went.
oh, that's way too long. Because Swerve nailed him before the match started with the cinder block.
Oh.
And like he did like a vicious assault on his ankle, and the refs were like trying to stop him, like, you don't have to go through with the match, you know, you can call it off. But the bell
He's
rings.
been hit with a cinder block.
The bell
It's
fucking
not
rings.
your match anyway.
Yeah. The bell rings and like it's just Swerve like kind of kicking the shit out of him a little bit here and there. Dustin gets a little bit of offense in, but it's only to give him the double middle finger salute like he's Steve Austin or something. Completely unnecessary. This was like near the end of the match.
Yeah.
But this should have been like, you know, bing bang boom, move on to the next one instead of like Dustin just hogging the spotlight. And a lot of people on Twitter were complaining about it, and he was just like, "Fuck you, fuck you,"
Oh, yeah, see,
and then blocking him. So
There we go, here's a tweet. He said, I've been working through an injury since Arthur Ashe Stadium 22. It's been mostly well taken care of. Things have gotten worse since final battle. I'm trying to get through it today. for you guys, but I can't promise anything. About an hour later, it was tweeted out that he wasn't cleared.
Since Final Battle 22?
No, I've been working through an injury since Arthur Ashe Stadium 22.
Arthur Ashe Stadium 22?
Things have been getting worse since Final Battle.
What was Arthur Ashe Stadium? What was that show?
That was Grand
Either
Slam.
way, whatever
Slam.
it is, that's more than a year ago. He's been carrying this injury. And the one day he has the match that he needs to... That means he was injured. He had that injury before he had the Cinderblock injury.
Right.
Yeah.
He's, who gave him that one? That's the feud I want to see. It's never going to happen, is it?
I mean, at this rate.
Nope.
Cursed.
Like that,
He's gonna
AJ
wrestle CM Punk before he gets to him.
like the AJ Styles, Shawn Michaels match, Beans one. Never happened.
This is true.
There's actually a rivalry here. It's built up.
Yeah, creative versus logic.
God. So we all predicted Swerve to beat
I
Keith
see
Lee. Oh, God. There he is.
Just because you mentioned him. sorry.
We had Swerve to beat Keith Lee. I guess we're carrying that over.
Yeah.
We would all have predicted Swerve to beat Dustin Rhodes.
Yeah.
What the hell? That's what I'm saying anyway. Then we had a second 8-man tag match, because why not? First one was so damn good, why not do a second one? And this was the...
You didn't see the show, did you?
No, I didn't. This was the Don Callis family, Takeshita and Hobbs, and the tag champions, Ricky Starks and Big Bill, losing out on Sting's retirement tour, Sting, Darby Allin, and the reunited Jericho and Guevara.
Les Sex Pests.
The Sex Pest. Who are back together now. That was another thing that came up on my, whatever it was, Dynamite catch-up. Don Callis came. I haven't seen Don Callis for a little while. He came out to give some... Boxing Week is also not a thing, but he decided to give some Boxing Week gifts out to his guys.
Yeah.
Which are all those cool paintings that he does every so often.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sammy Guevara comes out later and is angry with him for some reason. So, I don't really get this. And then they tried to come up with something about Sammy Guevara taking too much time off, too much paternity leave.
Yeah, that
and
kid.
Sammy wasn't happy that Don didn't call him or something. It was really weak.
I didn't see any of this, but yeah, sounded.
It's a really weak excuse to split him off of the group. So they all attack him. The family attack him, and Jericho makes the save. And Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho hug, and I guess all is forgiven. They're just back together again. Yeah.
And the story of Jericho possibly making some sort of an advance on Kylie Ray from like 4 years ago. That story kind of broke as well on the night of World's End. As well as he was beefing with Stephen P. New for some reason over like NDAs from Brawl Out. So.
Yeah. Is that I didn't get the details of that one. Apparently he was spending his Christmas tweeting with Stephen New, whoever that is.
Some gimmick attorney.
A gimmick attorney, right? Okay.
Wasn't he
Mockster.
CM Punk's lawyer?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull this up here.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go.
So Steve New said it's in your employee handbook unless you have a special. So what was that in response to?
So an article, Web is Jericho saying CM Punk and Ace Steel's lawyer reveals the only person involved in Brawl Out without an NDA. And Jericho said, I didn't sign one. To which Steve
So
knew.
who was the only person involved in the brawlout without an NDA?
It was, I think, it was somebody's wife.
Wasn't
Ah,
it
well, that
one of
makes
the books?
Say that again, Will?
Wasn't it one of the books? Wife
Possibly,
of
yeah. But
So,
Jericho's
yeah,
just
I was
chiming and saying, I didn't sign one.
He did sign. But he also wasn't involved in brawlout, was he?
He was at the table when everything was going down.
Right.
Or already
He
went
was,
down.
obviously, he's with the company. He was in the building.
Right.
But he's really trying to crowbar himself into this story.
Shocker.
I don't adhere to an employee handbook. Never had one. Never signed an NDA in my life. Ever. I'd like to think he said it like that. Ever. That's why he says that. So stop trying to be a bully, making everything that night. Lucy. Ooh.
Yeah, I kind of
know
caught
what
up a
really
little bit on
happened.
the story as well.
And then he goes into character and tells him to shut his mark ass up. That's not a phrase. To shut your ass is not a phrase. What really went down was disgusting. Yeah. Okay.
Anyhow.
And that was after midnight on Christmas Day.
Yeah, 4 a.m. Eastern time. I'm in
4
Mountain
a.m.
time. 4 a.m. Eastern. Chris Jericho's beefing with like some gimmick attorney on Twitter.
This is after Santa had already been.
Hang on. Stop everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is Chris Jericho Santa?
I hope not. I hope not.
I think so.
Oh, I'm gonna have to have a special conversation with Jack now.
I mean, he drinks a lot, but I don't know if he's getting through that much brandy every
Jeez
year.
Louise.
Also, we all know Mick Foley is Santa. So
That's true, yeah.
there couldn't be two Santas.
So yeah, a lot of people were booing Jericho whenever he was in the ring and chanting like Kylie Ray and all this stuff. So I don't know. In regards to the allegations towards Kylie Ray, like Tony Khan during the press conference, who
Oh no, he should have no commented.
he kind of did. He said it was unsubstantial internet rumors, but he said it while.
Yeah, I can't take anything he says seriously when he looked the way he did.
Did somebody hold on? Did they get rid of the
You
retweet?
can't find that.
I put
Yeah,
a
there
picture
you go.
of it.
Yeah, he also answered a question about the safety of the women in the company, about Jericho and whatnot, and he literally answered the question like this.
I seen someone put a clip together of someone asked that question. He kept saying, "Well, we've got a great safety record in AEW."
Yeah,
And
he
then
said
literally they stitched it together with the clip of him when he said he was feared for his life backstage.
right a few months ago when CM Punk was like, "I'm
Yeah.
allegedly threatening your life" or whatever. Like what the fuck? Unbelievable. What a goof.
Someone
I was really
realised
upset with him.
That's press conference a little bit later on. There's a clip of, I think it's their PR guy,
Mm-hmm.
comes and takes the stupid hat and the glasses off him. They must have known. Hang on, you look ridiculous. Take them off.
Unbelievable. I don't know how you don't realize you have that still on,
Exactly.
How is AEW slowly turning into TNA?
Right? It's TNA with a budget.
Yeah.
Like the dark days of TNA.
Kylie Ray, I vaguely remember from the very early days of AEW. Smiley Kylie was basically a Bailey ripoff.
Right.
And she didn't last very long, and then she retired out of nowhere. And then obviously came back, not long afterwards. But
Do we know?
Is that
Without
relate?
getting them, I know it's obviously all up in the air right now. So Do we know what he's actually being accused of? What are we saying he's done?
Well, Nick
Oh, yeah.
Hausman compared him to like Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, I seen that. I thought that was a bit much. Then we don't know what's gone.
So you can kind of
what he's
sort of
done.
Little much.
connect the dots there. Yeah, I don't think anything's officially come out. It's just he had a conversation with her, and then soon after she like wanted to part ways with the company because he
Yeah,
like
I mean, but
you
I would
know
have seen. I mean, I might be wrong. Would have seen he made a pass at her. She
Yeah.
turned him down. That was it.
well maybe
No,
she thought
yeah.
you know this isn't the place for me.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not exactly the worst crime in the world, is it? To get turned down by a girl. Yeah, we've all been there.
But Jericho's a
Quite
married
often.
guy. He shouldn't be making passes at younger female talent.
Well, true, but then apparently he's in some sort of open relationship, isn't he? That he's not.
Those usually I don't know about
I
that.
get what you're saying. He shouldn't be. The whole younger people think. Yeah, I understand that bit, but yeah, it's. Like you say, nothing's official, is it? So.
Yeah.
Have you seen the name of Nick Hausman's podcast, by the way, where this all came out?
Oh, it's like innuendo something, right?
It's rumor and innuendo.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That sounds incredible sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I like it. It's no pyro and value, but it's pretty close.
It's pretty crap.
So yeah, Jericho, Guevara, Sting, Darby Allin win. Sting is still strong on his last couple of months now, I guess.
I'm surprised Darby didn't get the mic after the match and complain about the fucking crowd noise.
He may have been told, possibly by Bryan Danielson. What was that one? While we're talking about backstage news, I've missed something about Bryan Danielson handing out fines.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
well versed in this either.
What I've read, apparently he's basically in charge of the disciplinary committee that they've put in place.
Disciplinary Danielson.
So he's basically some thing where he's issuing fines for different things. I don't know what the story was to come out where he issued fine or something. That where this story came from. But yeah, there was quite a few memes yesterday of Danielson was waiting in Jericho's dressing room for him.
Oh my god.
He's cracking down on AEW talent social media, apparently.
That's right, it was something on social media where he issued a fine to someone. I think Nigel McGuinness made some reference to it last night on commentary.
The fine was printed on recycled paper.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Someone made a comment on commentary last night while he was in the ring, and someone made a comment about something. And Nigel McGuinness said, "Oh, you want to watch what you say, you'll get a fine." And he went, "There's someone in that ring who'll definitely fine you."
Cool. All right. That sounds like a great gimmick waiting to happen. So yeah, 8-man tag. That was, I think, points for everyone because Sting's gonna win, and points for everyone again as Julia Hart retains the TBS title against Abaddon. Despite the stipulation, biting is legal.
Yeah.
Abaddon didn't bite Julia Hart's neck off like she did with Shida all that time ago.
I'm glad somebody else remembers that. Thank you.
Just don't know how Shida was okay again afterwards without a chunk taken out of her neck. Just grew back. It's fine. And then we had this is the big news now. TNT title, no DQ match. 25 minutes long apparently. Edge beats Christian as he so often does. This must have been good. Surely, I imagine.
Yeah.
Or did it drag on too long?
No, I thought it was okay. The big spot was the actually, before we get to that, just to did Edge, Adam Copeland. It was he had a little throwback. He was wearing his gear from
WrestleMania 22, I believe.
22, wasn't it? Yeah. The match here with Mick Foley. Which he covered up the edge with a bit of tape. Kind of funny.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's Bush League, in my opinion.
But as soon as I seen him wearing that, because remember the flaming table?
Flaming table, yeah, of course.
As soon as I thought he's going to do that again, and he did.
Terribly.
Not very well this time though. Yeah.
It was like 3 dinky things of Zippo lighter fluid, and then they finally get the table set on fire again, and then they completely botched the power bomb. Yeah.
First time the fire went out, they had to light it again, and then completely overshot the power bomb.
God.
So yeah, it wasn't the best spot, but they tried. And then Edge won. He's Edge. I'm sorry, I'm not calling him Adam.
Not Adam, not Edge. It's on the screen.
I know. I even typed it as well.
Yeah.
You've got this wrong.
What's that?
Oh.
The result on your.
Oh, Adam. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I got it.
Just,
There we go, like that.
that's right.
He's just checking,
Edge.
make sure you were looking.
Yeah,
Edge won, and then we had Money in the Bank cash in.
that's right. Option C. Actually, no, that was later.
Yeah. So, do you know what happened? They took some beans. Do we know
No.
how this went down? So, earlier on, you mentioned Killswitch winning the contract for a TNT shot whenever he wanted. It wasn't explained that this was basically a Money in the Bank contract that he could cash in whenever he wanted. Which he then did, moments after Edge had won the title. Oh no, he didn't, did he? He gave it to Christian, didn't he? That's right, yeah. And then Christian cashed in.
What,
Yeah.
won the title back?
Yeah,
Yep.
because we still don't know what Christian has over Luchasaurus. For him to just be like, wrapped around his finger or whatever.
We lost Chuck, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you're having technical issues. So yeah, we had a new TNT champion, and then we had the old one back again. I think
That sounds definitely like a TNA kind of thing to do.
it did. It was very TNA like, yeah. Apparently Edge was champion for 16 seconds.
The shortest reign, yeah.
Oh my word. That's just the way you should treat a legend of the wrestling business.
He must be thinking, what the hell have I done?
Yeah.
Surely.
I love how he listed off all the potential matchups he could have in AEW, and then he's stuck with this bullshit.
I mean, especially, I'm not saying WWE is the best in the world at the minute, but
Yeah.
it's been a lot better. He must be sitting there thinking, what if I get my back on here for this?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying AEW is awful, but it's some of it
It's
is
not
a bit
good.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised on how quick it does seem to have turned.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I never watched TNA fully, so I didn't know how bad that got. But I don't think it's quite hit them levels yet.
No,
There's
but I
still some
remember
good points.
thinking, I would just remember sitting there and looking at it and like, oh my god, they've got a roster that has got CM Punk on it, Brian Danielson. They've obviously got a lot of young wrestlers themselves and everything, MJF is on the way up, and you're just thinking, wow, they've got a pretty impressive roster going on here, and
Yeah.
and now you look at it and you think, God, it feels like they're all kind of slowly working their way back to WWE now.
Yeah, I mean, I say I don't think it's quite got to TNA levels yet, but it's going in that direction. Don't turn things around. One thing they've got in their favour is that I think the production is a lot better than it's been for a while. I think they kind of there, but then it doesn't. I mean, you can.
I think when you look at it as an overall, I think I'd look at it differently, I suppose, in that aspect. But I'm just surprised on how it just feels like it's very clearly the second company now, whereas before it felt like it was the second company, but they're giving WWE a real headache. Whereas now it feels like they've kind of ridden that wave, WWE, and it feels like they're quite comfortable again now.
It seems to me, even though what you think, it seems to me it's totally swapped around, if you like, since All In at Wembley.
Yeah, there was, I mean, obviously with the Punk thing and everything, all the fallout from that, it feels like there's a lot of stuff that was going on politically within AEW backstage that obviously didn't feel like it was being managed, really. It just sounded a bit chaotic, but
they should have been coming off that show at Wembley. I mean, we were all there. Well, sorry to meet you in.
It's alright.
But we were there, and it coming off that. I mean, it was probably the best show they've done so far, I think. And coming off that, they should have been really riding high, and they've just not capitalised on it at all.
No.
And then coupled with everything else that's happening, with the Punk thing, and WWE being.
Well, that was it. I mean, that really did kind of take the shine off it, in the fact of it was the fallout straight from that show, weren't it? It was the big thing from it, and again, I mean, I know people will argue about, Punk's 45 now. He's not, He's. I mean, we all love him for what he does on the mic and what, like moments he can create in that aspect. But I don't think we're delusioned into thinking that he's the best pro wrestler on the planet. But to lose that
best in the world. Best in the world.
Best in the world. Says on the t-shirt.
Oh.
Pretty true.
I know, but I think when it gets to the actual matches, we may have an argument about that. In all fairness. But
no, I'm not buying it. If it says on a t-shirt, it would be true.
I'm just trying to think now of all the t-shirts that I've read. But
no, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's
yeah, you've got someone that's a valuable asset when obviously things are going well on that. But I don't know. It just feels really. There's this strange thing of, at first it was like, oh, they're getting a lot of good WWE talent. Like, you had Keith Lee go over, Adam Cole's gone over, crying out loud, Aleister Black, Cesaro, all the ones that you knew that you'd always get a solid in-ring match with, that you thought that probably wouldn't get the opportunity in WWE under Vince, probably.
Miro.
Yeah. Andrade. And
if you think of the names you've just mentioned, all the names you've mentioned, what has he done with them?
Exactly, that's what I mean. And it's like they've managed to take them on. Yeah. And you're thinking, wow, you've took someone that wasn't working in WWE because it wasn't being used in the top spot. But none of them in AEW have been used in the top spot. And I understand that, like homegrown talent, MJF and, that kind of thing, like they're focusing on it. I get it. But I do think that there's a very strange shift from where all of a sudden it felt like they had a lot of young talent and they brought in a few legendary people like Sting and stuff to kind of like, give a bit of a push to. Whereas now it feels like it's like the old WCW mentality of just like grab everyone from WWE that you can that it isn't potentially going to give you anything, and also you're not using them. I mean, in some ways you'd be thinking like, like Keith Lee and all that lot, that you'd be thinking as soon as they got them that they may have thrown the title on them straight away and tried to take advantage of it. And like you say, they've not done any of that.
Well, TNA would have done that. They put the
Yeah.
title on whoever jumped. You know,
Yeah,
they
they
put it
did.
on Rhino. They, you know, is
Yeah, well, that's the trouble. The people that they drew over wasn't the same caliber, was it?
yeah. Well, but then eventually they got Steiner and Booker and like some big names, and then they put the title on them as well, obviously, because why wouldn't you? And yeah, you're right. It was their own guys that suffered for it. It was AJ and Chris Daniels and whoever else. There was a whole lost generation.
But it feels like it's kind of got a little bit out of control at AEW now. I don't know if it's too many people that are involved, too big a roster even. I don't know.
Well, I thought, especially a couple of times with the bigger signings, but now with Will Ospreay did his announcement that he's going to be showing up very soon. His contract ends, I guess, after January 4th or sometime very soon. That's another top guy. That's another top-end guy. And even your top-end guys like Kenny Omega now aren't in the title picture. John Moxley is arguably the top guy. Got a great win-loss record, but he's not in the title picture. You've brought Edge over, who, you know, we can complain about too many signings from WWE, but when he's a free agent, of course you're going to sign Edge.
Yeah.
He's not in the title picture. And there's a ton of other guys, like you mentioned, like Keith Lee and whatever, in another company in another time, they'd be given a chance. Claudio would probably be given a chance if it wasn't so densely packed up there. Adam, like there are, I don't know, if maybe 20's going overboard, but there's got to be about 15 legitimate world title level talents in that company. And that's basically a whole roster full.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what do? Do you just have a load of great singles guys in tag teams? Do you have a dozen different title belts that they can all wear?
Well, that's the other thing at the minute. I mean, like, obviously, because I'm not watching it. It feels like everyone that walks out in AEW's got a belt, whether it's a Ring of Honor belt, an AEW belt, something else, a TNT thing. It's just like, from when it first started, and you literally had that women's title, the world title. It felt like it was building blocks. You knew there were going to be more, but it just feels like, again, it's just that it's gone a bit too far.
Yeah, you're right.
There's just so many top guys. I would love to see Swerve Strickland take a step up, but then what else to do? We've got so many guys in that mix right now with MJF and Samoa Joe and Adam Cole and whoever else is in that, you know. And then there's so many waiting in the wings. You've still got Chris Jericho as maybe like your big. He was, when they started, he was the big name, the recognizable name value guy. And you don't really need that anymore. Now, Edge is that guy, even though he's got a different name. So maybe name recognition isn't the phrase, but he's the guy now, surely.
But the thing is, and Edge was quite clear in the fact as well that he, you know, like he wanted to be used more. There wasn't enough for him to do in WWE, and he knew that he was going to get ring time and things to do in AEW. And he's obviously not in a situation where he's looking for championship runs or main event spots and stuff. He's obviously just going over to work with people he's not worked with before and have some fun, which is fair enough. But
that's basically what Bryan Danielson was doing too.
Yeah,
to help some people out.
And I don't know, it just feels like you say, that there's a lot of others that never got to that spot that should have done, that you definitely felt should have been given that moment. And the sad thing is, I mean, people like Cesaro and things like that, I mean, they're not getting any younger, you know. I mean, I know that wrestling in general, I think the retirement age is increasing all the time because a lot of people carry on a lot longer, but it just, I don't know, it just feels like a really weird thing where it's almost like they have too much talent and just not enough direction in stuff. And then when you hear all the stuff that's going on backstage and that, it just feels like it doesn't feel like it's properly run.
Yeah.
It feels like it's just
Well,
fly by the seat of your pants and they're all good mates and it'll work itself out kind of thing.
The CM Punk fallout with the that brawl out was kind of a telling sign of that.
I think this is where they put this new committee in place, isn't it, with Daniel Bryan? Try and sort of, you know, as you say, it was basically everyone's mate was in charge kind of thing.
Yeah, and yeah. But I mean, you look at...
seems a bit... If you're the guy, it's your company, you're trying to be Vince McMahon, and you've got someone else to be the bad guy that says no.
Yeah.
I know Vince would hire guys, whether it be JJ Dillon or JR or People Power, John Laryngitis, to be, they were called the Axeman, right? To deliver the bad news. Because he wanted people to think, oh, Vince loved me. It was the other guy that fired me. You know, I've always got a chance. You know. But when you're in the company, you know that Vince has the final say on everything. What he wants is what happens.
Yeah.
With Tony Khan, he doesn't seem to have that authority. Now he's handing off the authority to someone else to have it. And now we've got disciplinary Danielson doing it. And it just doesn't look good for him, I don't think.
And the sad thing is now, you think...
It's great. It was on a sign and now it's stuck.
The thing is, as well, what's quite sad is you think of the people like, you know, Miro and Keith Lee and Aleister Black. You'd be thinking, if they were still in WWE now, like, you know, Adam Cole, I mean, how much he was used in NXT, and you could tell there was a bond between Triple H and Adam Cole. And it's like, you just think, oh God, I wish they were all back in WWE at the minute, because I feel like there would be a plan in place and there'd be things done. And
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just lean more, and I'm surprised I'm saying it, but I do get the genuine feel when you listen to like the press conferences and stuff with Triple H. You just feel like there's something more going on there.
I think it comes down to Tony Khan's a fan at the end of the day. You know,
there's a big element of that. Yeah.
Triple H, he's seeing the other side and he knows how the business works.
Yeah.
Probably, and he's learned, you know, which is what you say about Vince. He's learned probably from the best in the business at it.
Well, that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of issues when you think of Vince McMahon, but there's an awful lot of good things as well that you can take from that. Yeah. But I mean, even like, I know you know it's been cheesy with Punk coming out, I love you guys and all that business and stuff, and no one's buying it and stuff. But when you hear Triple H talk and he says like, you know, this is a different company than when he was last year, and I'm a different person and he's a different person. To be fair, I genuinely believe him. I think that there is a different vibe in it at the minute, and I do think that it just feels like it is an organisation. As much as there's things that frustrate you about it, I don't think that the stuff that's gone on with AEW would fly at all in WWE.
No.
Just from a business standpoint.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see. You know, definitely been. I know there's obviously been a change at WWE, but there's definitely, I don't know, like you say, a new vibe or something. That, I've just the word vibe. I feel a bit ashamed of myself.
But I mean, even like the thing of like we were saying about the international shows with WWE, you know, there's a different bounce in it, and it feels like they're going to be getting massive hot crowds when they're doing pay-per-views in Australia and France and Berlin or whatever. You know what I mean? It just feels like it kind of makes these B-level pay-per-views effectively feel like they are something because they're in a new environment. And yes, it's only a short-term thing, but it feels it's different than what Vince was doing. You know, it feels like it is trying to do something different, but in an organised way. Whereas AEW,
I'm not sold yet. I want to believe, but it all still feels too sterile to me. Maybe there's more change coming and it'll move in that direction.
Well,
but
you say that.
Oh, that's going to be my thumbs up. Save that.
Something happened yesterday, yeah?
Something big happened.
Yeah.
Did it?
We will get to it.
That's that.
Have I missed something there?
Definitely will.
I think you might have done, yeah.
Oh God, I've been rabbiting on with myself.
No, it goes along with what you're saying, but
all right.
kind of...
Oh yeah, it's more of that.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Let's keep it going here. Sorry.
Should we finish
Sorry, I
pay-per-view?
completely
Give us that,
diverted us from AEW pay-per-view into the general wrestling world.
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
It was a good conversation.
My internet died. What did I miss? I was at the end of
Me rabbiting on.
Christian cashed in.
We were still there. We were kind of filling for you to come back. We're still there.
Cool. Christian stole his dinosaurs title shot and
That's
won
right.
the
We
belt
just
right
mentioned
back.
that when you went.
Right.
The Money in the Bank cash in.
Money in the Bank cash in, and Killswitch can't be happy.
Well, it's like Schmidt was saying. We still don't know what Christian's got on him, do we?
Yeah, I don't know why he puts up for this.
Must be something. We must have photos of him or something.
Who knows? So at the end of all of that, Edge gets his big win, but Christian is, we're right back where we started. So awesome. We'll just fill in time.
That's how
we
we got
get
onto that, because we were saying, Edge must be thinking, what the hell have I done?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't
think
he
he's
came
still.
to AEW to be the TNT champion.
Yeah, I think he's just at this moment in time. I think he's still on the initial high of being in a different environment. I think at the moment, I don't think it's going to be. But again, it's that what happens 6 to 12 months down the line.
Yeah.
It's probably time for him to move on to whatever the next thing is going to be. Right? When Edge comes over to a new company and Christian is there, you're going to want to see something. And they've done that bit now. So if they're not going to go and do the tag thing, they can split up and we can see what Rated R Cope is going to do with whoever else. That's cool.
Yeah, sure.
Right, big one. This is finally the Continental Classic. We are at the final. Lots of stuff happened.
Thumbs down for me right here of the week.
Oh no.
Giving away what the title looks like on the graphic rather than unveiling it.
So they were hiding it all this time. It was just in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we don't really know why. And then, okay, so they just showed it in the graphic at the start there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! So they even went with they just basically took the word "in" off the front of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, incontinent?
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't read that right, did I? Continental champion.
That was a division in TNA a while back, I think.
Yeah. Well, if Chris, that'll be the main event: Edge versus Chris Jericho. Incontinence.
Yeah, I don't like
that is a
title at all.
blatant rip-off, isn't it?
I think
It
it looks
looks
quite
like-
nice in that graphic.
It looks like something someone's made on the 2K game.
Yeah. Be right back, 1 sec.
It does look a bit templatey, I'll give you that, and I'm not sure
Especially
about
with
the crown
thing
in the middle, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I quite like it. It's a nice gold belt, it's not just a big
It's
logo.
just the way they were talking about it last night, because obviously we haven't begun the result yet. We haven't. Eddie won.
I was going to build it up with the finals and whatever, but yeah,
Sorry.
Eddie won it. He put 2 of his belts up for grabs, and he's won them back. They're safe.
So this is what I don't get now. So is then titles don't exist now, or has he got the 3 belts now, or what's the situation?
He's got 3 belts now. Yeah, he
Right.
is 3 champions.
So they haven't merged them. They're still 3 separate titles.
No, because they're from 3 different companies.
Okay.
So it was going to be just for this new Continental Champion, which is ridiculous. They don't need another one. But he was already a Ring of Honor World Champion and the New Japan Strong Open Weight Champion. So he said, hey, if I'm going to be in this thing, let's make it for all the marbles. And
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Then they said at the end that they're going to do it again next year, aren't they?
I guess so. So the question
So it
now
was-
is, are they apparently, I don't know. Triple Crowns, I think, usually are 3 individual titles, but they're kind of defended together like the boxing titles are.
Right, okay. Well, that's
So-
what I didn't get, because
I guess
But
in
they're
theory
saying-
they could still split, but I don't know if they will. That
we're
depends
saying
on
they
the-
can
on
do
the
this all
companies.
again next year, then does that mean that he just forget about that title not until next year? Or
Like the Owen Hart belts. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
potentially what that would be. Wouldn't it? Yeah. That's kind of how they was talking about it, but
Or the Texas Chainsaw Deathmatch champion, Jeff Jarrett.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Well, I don't know how you could then not have a Ring of Honor World Champion for a year.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
So I don't know. Well, we'll see. I think he's going to be carrying 3 belts around for a little while. That was it. Eddie Kingston. Of all of the options, they had Eddie and Bryan Danielson have one of the finals. Bryan Danielson, you'd imagine, would be the favorite there. Moxley, Swerve, and Jay White. Moxley, yeah, okay, you'd imagine it. Eddie Kingston, I don't know. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, neither did I.
I've kind of seen it once he was in the final. I didn't see Moxley winning it. But
Well,
you're right,
apparently so, because you and Beans both had him winning. So that'd be a good shout. I didn't think it would happen, but I'm not disappointed that it did. It's kind of cool to see him getting a few big wins lately.
It is.
And John Moxley, 2 losses in the last week or 2. He lost to Jay White, clean, and lost here as well. That's
Yeah.
more than he's lost in a long time.
That's right, yeah. And the main
Which
event.
leaves us only with the big one,
The main event here, yeah.
main event. MJF, Samoa Joe. There was some swerving going on with their Ring of Honor tag team. So this background that I'm giving for Beans mostly. MJF and Adam Cole are the Ring of Honor tag team champions. Adam Cole's injured, so MJF defended against 2 of the goons of the Devil. The Devil being some guy who was wearing MJF's devil mask, and he has some masked kind of assassin guys. 2 of those guys challenged MJF for the Ring of Honor tag titles. Samoa Joe stepped in to be his partner, and then feigned injury so that MJF had to defend them on his own. They beat him, these masked guys with no names. They are the new tag champions. And then Samoa Joe revealed that actually he was faking it the whole time, and he attacked MJF, gave him a muscle buster. Which then leads us to this match, in which apparently Samoa Joe wins. He's your new AEW World Champion.
And Adam Cole revealed himself to be the devil.
And the devil was Adam Cole.
With Roddy, Wardlow, and the Kingdom guys or whatever.
And the Kingdom guys who are the champions now.
Yeah, which is...
I saw the reveal clip, and I thought that was done really well. Adam Cole played it great.
With the chair.
With the chair.
Yeah. I'll give him credit for that. That was pretty nice.
Yeah. And it's actually...
Didn't expect Wardlow to be involved.
Well, he's been threatening MJF, hasn't he? He's been saying, like, your time is coming soon. We all thought we'd be getting a title match, but actually, I guess it was all leading up to this. I thought the way they've done this whole story with MJF obviously was going to turn on Adam Cole at some point, because that's who he is. He always turns on his friends. And then kind of warming up to him and being vulnerable and actually having a friend and being a good guy now. Only to then have the one time he opened himself up to a potential friend. Now he's been turned on, he's been betrayed.
Yep.
It was kind of heartbreaking. I thought they played that really well.
And it all goes back to that mask being in Adam Cole's locker back at Wembley.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So.
There you go. So
Yeah.
we're going to need a story time with Adam Cole, baby, to explain exactly what's going on. But a lot of potential there.
Alrighty, how many points do we got? And then we got to wrap this up here.
All right. Well, Will predicted Samoa Joe, so he was the one guy.
He's the one guy.
He's the one of us who saw that big thing swerve coming. 12 matches on the night. Unsurprisingly, Will wins the night on a huge 11 out of 12.
No, that's surprising.
He must have some kind of inside information.
Round to TK.
Yeah. Beans on 9, I'm on 8, and Smoot on 7, which is actually still not that bad considering. And overall, 84 matches predicted this season, and Beans I think must have missed one because he's only on 56. That's a little way back. And then Smoot on 61, Will on 62, and me on 63, so I'm in the lead, but only just. That's all to play for.
At the top.
Wait, say
I
that
thought
again?
I'd done all my predictions.
Maybe you have, and you've just done badly. I'm not sure.
Oh my god.
You're on 56. There's not that many.
So wait, Beans is on 56. You're on
Beans is on 56. I'm on 63.
63.
63. You are on 61,
Oh wow,
and Will's on 62.
62. Okay, we'll fix those later.
That,
Alright.
that put me back in contention, didn't it? That
Sure did.
Oh yeah, you needed that.
yeah.
So Revolution's the last one, right?
Unless
Is it?
you've got an extra one.
Yeah.
Revolution, and then is it straight into Double or Nothing? Oh, they haven't announced it.
Assumingly, you usually.
You might be right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll
Let's
be
see what
Sting's
happens.
retirement.
Yeah. So where it all ends. Not at World's End, but at Revolution. Alrighty. What's the thing what should we do here before we go? Should we do-
Thumbs?
Um,
Thumbs of the year?
Thumbs of the year. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Here we are.
Oh, look at this fancy graphics.
Ah, nice. I'm gonna have to steal it then, because Will kind of brought it up a minute ago.
Oh, the news, yeah.
the
Beans as
news,
well.
the big news. I'm stealing it, and I'm gonna mix it all up with Vince stepping down, and now we have heard that Kevin Dunn is on his way out.
Is that thumbs up or thumbs down?
This is a huge thumbs up. How could it be anything else?
He's not just on his way out. Apparently, he's gone. He's officially gone. You know, he went and
Oh,
he
really?
was announced and he's gone.
I heard it was coming soon, but
Story
yeah,
it was effective immediately.
so that's kind of it for Vince's
Yeah.
crew, right? I don't know if Michelle Wilson and George Barrios are still there on the board, but whatever. The guy's actually doing stuff. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. No, it's I think tweet last night. Actually, I think this potentially could be bigger than Vince not being in creative control anymore. Because Kevin Dunn was responsible for pretty much everything you saw over the last 30 years.
True.
So if he's not there, then you know there's a lot of things change. I mean, it won't happen straight away, but there's a lot of things that will be done differently.
Yeah, I'd love to see just what the shows look like now, without so many camera cuts and shaking, and hopefully, I mean,
Yeah.
they may stick around. Who knows? But
What's a thumbs down
Like-
for the year?
that would be a thumbs down. As would Tony Khan maybe hiring Kevin Dunn.
God, imagine.
Feel a little bit sick when you said that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go thumbs up. Just WWE in general. Kind of related to what you've done there, Chucks, but I think, and it's only really since the middle of the year, really. I mean,
Well, WrestleMania was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it? It looked like it was going well, and then things changed around WrestleMania.
Well, that's what I mean. I'll never forget that reaction, the Raw afterwards. And everyone was just so down, and I know it's going back to the way it was. And
Yeah.
oh, Vince is back, and then That was it. We literally never seen him again. Never heard from him
It's up
again.
again, yeah.
But yeah, just generally, just the content's a lot better. The wrestling quality. I mean, it's still not great. You know, I think someone pointed out there was like 40 minutes of wrestling in a 3-hour show the other week. Which, when you put it like that, it's not great. But yeah, just I mean, there's still things that can be improved. You know, you need to get someone in charge of the music. Music's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for
Just
goddamn sure.
Not just the theme music, the show music, everything. It just
Yeah.
It's worse every time.
But that maybe thumbs up actually. Thumbs up, WWE music. Let's try thumbs down, WWE music.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, I think for the first time going into Rumble season, and obviously in Mania.
That's the one where it stands out the most.
Yeah,
when the Rumble
just...
and everyone's music, and I don't know who anyone is.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, sorry, yeah, it's on the music, definitely.
So we're gonna have that at the Rumble. I feel like, who the fuck's that? You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, every time.
But I mean, just going back to the overall points, I think I'm interested to see where this goes now, especially given now Kevin Dunn's gone. It's a totally new era now, I think.
It's a new day.
And
Yes, it is.
It's a new day. Day one.
Day one. It's a new year.
That is actually what they call them, Raw. Well, tonight now, I suppose. It's 1st January. They're bringing back the Day One name. They're calling it Day One Raw.
Oh, okay.
Well, you
They're
know,
also
Usos
calling-
are down.
Well, exactly. And they're calling they're doing, this is kind of just what AEW do well, if they do anything well.
They definitely do something.
They do should
Some.
is you get like themed shows that you do with like Winter's Coming the show and whatever. It looks like WWE maybe stealing that idea, cause we're getting Day One Raw, and then SmackDown on Friday is going to be SmackDown New Year's Revolution.
Okay.
So they're using the old pay-per-view names as well, which is kind of cool. Well, not that old pay-per-view name, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If we get a Raw fully loaded at some point, then great.
Insurrection.
Crap shoot.
What is that?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Go on then, talk us through it, Smoot.
I mean, you had CM Punk. They lost CM Punk to stupid shit, and then AEW's lost is WWE's gain. So I think that has to be the big thumbs up, thumbs down of the year for me. There's probably other stuff, but I have to like sit and think really hard of some other moments. But that's clearly one of the biggest there, because like the whole brawl out thing could have been, if they had like an HR team, you know, like some sort of, and I'm not counting Danielson, but like if they actually
So
had
kind
like,
of stepped in at that press conference and said, "No, we're not talking about this. No comment. That's it."
yeah,
Punk maybe still would have gone into business for himself, maybe, but he could have been a lot stronger on that.
Yeah, that was definitely.
let's see. If Nick Hausman wasn't there, would CM Punk still have a job?
Bloody Nick Hausman, always getting involved
For
in
real.
some dramas.
But I mean, him going back to WWE is clearly a power play for, to stick it to AEW. It's a purely a business move, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Chuck-
maybe the other side too. Maybe it's a Triple H move to say, "Hey, I'm a good guy. I'm listening."
You could
Like,
still-
'cause that was always Vince's thing, right?
Yeah,
If it made good business sense, he would talk to anyone.
right.
He would consider bringing Ultimate Warrior back, and
Money to be made.
yeah, but there's money to be made. If it makes sense, then he can look past personal stuff. So maybe this is Triple H's way of saying, "Yep, all good." When it comes to business, it's all good.
Beans, do you have one?
My best of the year is definitely Punk.
I'm just gonna steal mine.
10, yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
10 years is, it was one of them where it was jokes all the time. It was always a tease, or it just, for it finally to happen is a big moment for me. And thumbs down. I suppose it's just like we were saying before, really. The AEW just doesn't. Feels like I don't know how to word it.
The honeymoon period.
It feels like
over?
it's. Say again, sorry.
The honeymoon period's over.
Yeah, you could say that a bit. Yeah. Just a bit of a misstep, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear the.
One other thumbs up that we haven't mentioned is the success of All In London.
How's that? That's pretty crazy, actually, thinking about it. That we've we got to the end of a year where we've actually had a pay-per-view at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, they actually have
put it in as a.
And it worked. They got loads of people to go. It was a big deal. They did numbers that WWE haven't done since Wembley, I guess, in the UK. And it blows my mind that I guess it's Vince's call at the end, but how have they not tried? 30 years, they just haven't done it.
Yeah.
And it clearly could have worked.
It wasn't a business move, clearly.
But it would have been. How
it would have been, yeah.
How
That's
could
the
you
thing.
miss that? I don't know. Thumbs down is going a full year and not giving me Swerve versus Keith Lee.
Just for continuity, thumbs down, Jeff Jarrett.
I mean, he did sign within the company.
I'm tempted to give him a thumbs up just for the reaction that Chuck gave at the beginning of Wembley.
You were on the other side of the stadium and you could still hear me.
Just Dave. What the?
No, fuck right off.
All right, anything else before we get out of here? Before the ball drops?
What time's it there now?
It is 8 o'clock, but my mom wants me to head out into the living room so we can spend the last hours of 2023 before she goes to bed, because she has to get up in the morning. So I'm gonna go. But thank you everybody for coming out. Beans, will you be joining us next week?
I hope so.
I hope so too. It's great having you back.
Here.
Where have you been? That should be a thumbs up. Beans joining us for 2 consecutive weeks.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I've got one of them John Cena contracts where I might be around for 6 weeks.
Oh yeah, next week let's do the predictions, and I think mine will be John Cena is going to wrestle for AEW in 2024.
You still going with that?
I'm still going with it. Yeah, I'm still going with it. That's probably going to be one of my predictions. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you everybody for coming out and tuning in.
It's going to be a big week apparently. So these two big WWE shows, the hyping them up to being decent, big, something could be. He's teasing, Triple H tweeted something that a former WWE champion could be returning.
Andrade.
Oh. I don't know, that could be, but
Did I just ruin it? Sorry.
You did, but it's fine.
Okay, alright. We'll see you next week, everybody. Take care. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, pal.
Happy New Year.